Got a short story from a lady here. She says, I like sex, but I don't want my whole relationship to feel like one big booty call. Her using the word relationship is a bit odd there because when you say relationship, that means you're both committed, you're both only dating each other, and you've had the relationship conversation. But if you're just one big booty call, you're probably just in the dating phase and dating multiple people. So I wouldn't quite use the term relationship, but hey ho. She continues to say, I'm honestly just tired. I actually like sex. I'm not some prude or afraid of physical intimacy, but I want something more than that. I want a real connection. Well, it's difficult to have that connection with someone and feel that intimacy with someone if you're just going to have sex with multiple men without that commitment. Now, I think it's completely fine to have sex before you get to that relationship phase, but only if you really feel like this guy could be your future, that you could have something really serious with that person and something long term. Because if you're just constantly churning out sexual encounters with men after a first date, and in your head you're kind of thinking, oh, this might just be a bit of fun, this probably won't be anything serious, then you're going to get into this rut of just sleeping with low value men, which in turn will make you low value yourself. You want to have that intimacy with someone that you feel a special bond with, and you want something long term, possibly something for the future with. But you're not doing that, so no wonder why you're feeling tired. And now you're going to put, bad reputation towards sex in your mind because you're having all these bad experiences with multiple men. And it's the same with guys as well. I'm not into the culture of guys just sleeping with multiple women. Maybe that's because I'm not some like top Chad who could get lots of girls if I wanted to. Maybe I'd have a different viewpoint if I was, 6'5" and had dashing looks. But even then, you hear from these Chad guys and they're like, "Oh, I'm actually kind of regretful of all the sleeping around I did. I didn't actually enjoy it too much, and I value much more a strong relationship with one woman." She says, a man who's emotionally available, mature, has his S together, and is actually looking to build something. Well, you're not going to find those guys if you're just giving up the punani straight away on a first date and then expecting him to want to commit long term. Like it's just so counterproductive, your viewpoint here. Not just waste time and endless vibes and situationships. uh, it's just so clear to us guys to see where this girl's going wrong, but she's completely delulu. She thinks sleeping with a guy straight away is going to make him want to commit to her long term, and it just doesn't work like that. It's like every guy I talk to these days is either love bombing me to get laid or acting like I'm asking for marriage because I want consistency and effort. The thing is, like, when you do date a girl and maybe she says, hey, I want to wait, hey, I want to take my time with this, I think for us guys, we kind of think, okay, are you saying that just to me, or are you saying that to everyone you're dating? Because if you're only saying it to me and you're giving up the poussoir, so to speak, on the first date to all these chads, then it's going to feel unfair to us. We're like, well, wait, why do these guys get to sleep with you on a first date, but I've got to wait 3 or 4 dates and take you on multiple dates and wine and dine you? It just doesn't seem fair. And sometimes you do hear this from women saying, "Oh yeah, I want to take it slow now with a guy." You kind of think to yourself, "Hey, is she saying this because she's been pumped and dumped for the last, few years with other guys, and now she just wants to settle down? Now she wants to have something serious." It just leaves us a bit uneasy inside. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to go out and sleep around, but just be honest about it. Don't try and make out you're someone you're not, because it's insensitive, and you're already starting off with some lies into deceit very early on in the dating phase, and that's not the way to go about it. She continues, why is emotional intimacy such a foreign concept now? I think I read that already, but yeah, it's feels like a foreign concept now because we live in a dating culture where sex is so prevalent and sex is all around us that it's just lost its value. You used to only have sex once you get married, or you used to only have sex once you've been dating for a very long period of time. But with these apps, with feminism, with this sexual culture that's around us right now, it has lost that importance, and it's just thrown about everywhere. And maybe there isn't that much emotional intimacy because we go to sex so quickly after a first date, second date, with people we're not even that interested in, and we're just using them for that physical release over something a bit more emotional and serious. Who's to blame? I don't know who to point the finger at, but it's just so clear right now. I know I'm not the only one feeling this. I'm attractive, self-aware, grounded. You're not self-aware, but hey ho. I bring a lot to the table. Yeah, but the thing is, you might bring a lot to the table, but what you're bringing to the table straight away is just easiness and having sex and your physical self. That's what you're bringing to the table straight away. That's what the guy sees straight away. So that's what he attaches to you. And I'm sure you're a great girl. I'm sure you're very fun to be around. I'm sure you're very caring. But you're not showing that to the guy because you're showing something else to him on the first date. That's not your personality. You're showing your physical prowess. I'm not expecting perfection. Well, why not expect perfection? You know, you value yourself so highly and you want the best guy. Why are you just sleeping with these guys you're not that interested in, who's not meeting your standards? So expect perfection. Well, why not if you think you're such a great person? I just want someone who sees me as more than a body and is capable of being present for something deeper. Well, don't sleep with guys so quickly. Don't sleep with guys who you don't have that connection with, you don't see a future with. It's just so blatantly obvious to so many men when they read this. But some women, not all women, but some women are just completely deluded, and it's a shame because I don't think they're ever going to learn. And when they do learn, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. There's going to be too many skeletons in the closet. Let's read some comments before I end this. Someone says, completely understand it's hard, and while I can't offer any advice because I'm feeling the same way, at least we know we're not alone. Certainly not alone. You know, you see this a lot. There's a lot of women hurt by this, a lot of men hurt by this, because when women are going through this, lots of average guys who, you know, want to find a good woman to settle down with, they find it hard to find that woman because they've been pumped and dumped by these chads, and it's not a good feeling. You know, I want men and women to come together and have these great relationships, have a family, but it's just the basis is completely rotten at the moment. Another woman says, I'm in the same boat. When you figure out how to find one that is emotionally available, can you let the class know? Okay, we've just got lots of women deluded in the comments, not knowing what's going on when it's blatantly obvious. I'm having the exact same issue. I'm just not finding men who want something serious. It's exhausting going through all this slog. You kind of just want to ask him, like, okay, but what's your body count? Like, how many guys do you slept with? And I think the numbers could be astronomical. Let's read one more because it's just women just being deluded in the chat, and I want them to be helped. I want them to find happiness, but I don't think there's any saving them. Amen. I've basically stopped dating because the lack of real intimacy was really getting to me. I too like a good time. that's the key word here. But absence of any real depth was making me crave emotional connection more and leaving me constantly dissatisfied. Well, women are acting like men and just going out for physical intimacy without the emotional connection or the emotional seriousness, and it's backfiring because women are not like men, and you're starting to see that now. And I think you can probably point towards the feminist narrative that's had this bad backfire conclusion for women in the current dating marketplace. Anyways, I hope there's any saving them, but hopefully some women cotton onto it very early on in their late teens and they don't fall to the same conclusions that these women have. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.
Powering up!
Tandy needs help. Lights out.
Let's have that vehicle! Mine's in place! Stop them! The light always comes back.
You get a web, and you get a web, and you get a web! mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Us against the world!
My time to shine. I restore health, remember? Alright, time. We have to attack. There's still a chance to stop them. Better stop that vehicle. Powering up. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them. Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger.
Lights out. Get in here, y'all.
My time to shine. Us against the world! Better stop that vehicle! It's now or never! Stop them! A boom of light! My turn to shine. Don't give them an idea.
Assemble! Armed and dangerous!
You owe me one.
Lights out. Appreciate the move. Vehicle's gotta stop.
Only 60 seconds left. Us against the world! You owe me one. It feels like the spirit of the city just...
Lights out. I get a little carried away.
My turn to shine. Enemy tag. Follow them.
Thanks.
You owe me one.
I am strengthened for battle.
Down to 30 seconds. You stopped them in their tracks.
Lights out.
My time to shine. Glad to help.
Us against the world.
Final 10 seconds.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Never watch yourself around here.
Glad to help. Get ready. Spider mode. Thanks.
You get away!
Final score: 3-2-2.